Well, we used to know that family, but the whole family went crazy.
Welcome to Crazy America, folks. If you're new here, we cover the everyday mayhem and madness that's unfolding across this country. We cover it on a daily basis on our website, crazyamerica.com, and on this YouTube channel. So I'd encourage you to subscribe for regular updates. Now, today we're going to cover a pretty extraordinary case which has captured the imagination of people across America. It's a southern gothic horror of epic proportions. It's the story of Alex Murdaugh and his family. It's a twisted tale of a very powerful South Carolina legal dynasty which has been wrapped up in some frankly shocking and brutal events over the last 5 or 6 years. And this story has everything: bungling hitmen that can't shoot straight, roadside shootings, insurance scams. In fact, there'd be more than enough of it just there for a movie plot. But that was just the last week in this story. There's been so much more. So we start with Alex Murdaugh, a 53-year-old South Carolina lawyer. This week, he surrendered to police after admitting that he hired a former client to kill him so that his son could receive a $10 million life insurance payout. The former client, however, turned hitman, couldn't shoot straight. So Alex Murdaugh somehow survived with a glancing blow and was discharged from hospital after just a couple of days and not much more than a bit of a nasty headache. So now both Murdaugh and his former client, whose name is Curtis Edward Smith, have been charged with their involvement in this insurance fraud and conspiracy. And really, though, that's just the tip of the iceberg, because Murdaugh's wife Maggie, 52 years of age, and Paul, his 22-year-old son, were found dead on June the 7th this year, shot dead at one of the family's properties. Alex Murdaugh has not been officially named as a suspect in those slayings, but he's gone so far as to deny responsibility for them and issued a statement to that effect from his attorneys. But this family's folks have been wrapped up in a whole load of other cases. In fact, there's almost too much to go over here. But they've been linked to the death of a young man, a young gay man who was beaten to death in 2015. Then a couple of years later, the family's housekeeper died. The housekeeper supposedly slipped and fell on the stairs at the family home in what was said at the time to be an accident. But now authorities are looking at that case too. So they're looking at the case of the young man beaten to death, the case of the housekeeper. Then in 2019, the family's son, Paul, now deceased, crashed the family's speedboat into a bridge, killed a young woman. He was facing serious charges in that case. And also Alex Murdaugh, the 53-year-old patriarch of the family, was also facing an investigation into how he apparently interfered. So we move on to this year, and in June, as I said, the Alex Murdaugh's wife and one of his sons were found shot to death. And so there's a lot more to this case than meets the eye. Alex Murdaugh, by the way, folks, has said that he, through his attorneys, that he's a broken man. He no longer wishes to live, and he will very soon tell all. So, look, we don't really know what is at the bottom of this case. We do know that there is this series of quite extraordinary, violent, brutal events, a lot of death, a lot of mayhem, and it's all revolved around, first of all, Alex Murdaugh, and then more broadly the Murdaugh family, who are were until recently a very highly respected family that dominated the legal community in their part of South Carolina. So we expect that there'll be more on this story soon, and that Alex Murdaugh himself may well tell all. So that's all we've got time for now, folks. But stay tuned, and Crazy America will be back soon. And if you're not a subscriber, press the subscribe button below. Bye for now.